A half mile off of Route 130. It's boys basketball and a true wild card showdown on this Monday night in a BCSL matchup between the Bordentown Scotties and the Cinnaminson Pirates. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Chase Parson on the call. Chase, we just got done with a blowout girls basketball game, 67-21, Triton versus Cinnaminson. Cinnaminson getting the easy win, but this is a game that we really don't know what's going to happen. Cinnaminson blew out Bordentown on opening night when these two played last year, and Bordentown hasn't beaten the Pirates in boys basketball since 2019, 6 years ago. But everything is new for Mike Freeze, the head coach of Cinnaminson. We saw that 4 of their starters graduated last year. The Harvey brothers, Drew Harvey, the leading scorer in Cinnaminson's history, Noah Harvey, not only to mention the rebounding forward Sadi Gant and the second in threes in Colin Parrish, but also the one remaining starter that was an underclassman, Justin Afori. He's transferred to Bishop Eustace. So everything is a brand new slate for the Cinnaminson Pirates.
Exactly, Dan. That's a big statement. That everything that you see with Cinnaminson, you put a star right next to that. They lose all 5 starters from the previous year, so it's all brand new for Mike Freeze. None of these players really have the experience except for Michael Jasmine. Michael Jasmine. Luke Gallagher was down low. He was on JV last year. And Sean Munson and Henry Stewart. These are the returning players from that team last year who did not get a lot of experience. The people who came off the bench were 2 seniors. It was Shane McDevitt and it was Luke Rittler who really made the impact coming off of the bench. So they weren't really utilized as much. Now they're probably most likely going to be starters. So now it's a whole different landscape for the Cinnaminson team. For Bordentown, again, hasn't won against Cinnaminson since 2019. Again, warm-ups. We talk about warm-ups. We did that soccer season and football season as well. One team looked dominant, and honestly, that was the Scotties of Bordentown. Cinnaminson just going through the motions, looked like they were really just getting warmed up. Bordentown wasn't. They looked like they were already warmed up. They were just getting the energy and the emotions high. So it looks like it's really going to be a blowout on the other end, at least in warm-up so far. But again, this is such a wild card game. The stats look. They haven't, again, no win since 2019. It's really going to be an interesting one.
And that's why we chose this game for opening night. I mean, obviously we had our games on Saturday, but this is a new affair for both teams. It's completely new. Cinnaminson's got all 5 starters gone, but Bordentown's got a really good hooper in Chase Martin. Scored over 300 points last year. He's a really dynamic hooper, somebody who can run down low, get you some rebounds, but also shoot threes and really just be able to do anything on the floor. And they're going to run their offense through him. They do have a couple of new starters on the floor for Bordentown in Orion Innocent and Henry Tober. So those will be 2 new names that we'll look out for tonight. But I'll tell you, Cinnaminson, we don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's the beginning of the season. When these 2 teams meet, or if they meet later in the season, it'll be a different story. But when these 2 teams met last year, it was over a 30-point game in favor of Cinnaminson en route to a 17-13 season. But I'll tell you, both teams were in very tough disciplines last year. Cinnaminson was in the very tough Liberty division, and then Bordentown finished last in a very competitive Patriot division with guys like Burlington Township and Kip Cooper. So we'll take a quick break. Starting lineups being introduced behind us. We will hop right back up to the booth, and we've got 32 minutes of BCSL basketball coming your way here on opening night. What a fantastic intro. Cinnaminson put in these LED lights last year. One of the best gyms that I've been to in South Jersey. And, well, Chase, we were just talking in the open about how this game is a total wild card, as we've got the Cinnaminson Pirates and the Bordentown Scotties ready to go in our first opening week matchup. Cherry Hill West and Cherokee tomorrow. We've got Haddon Township and Audubon on Thursday, Gloucester Pittman on Friday, Allentown Delran on Saturday. It's going to be a packed, action-filled week. And while the first girls game was favored from the start, we don't know what's going to happen tonight on the floor. Mike Jasmine under the tip for the Pirates. Orion Innocent under the tip for Bordentown. On opening night, we're underway. As this one is tipped down, Mike Jasmine has it. Underway from the Pirates gym, the main gym just off of Route 130. Cinnaminson moving it quickly on the top of the key. Henry Stewart over to Ben Smith. Again, an entirely new starting five for the Pirates with the graduation of the Harvey brothers, Drew and Noah, both 1,000-point scorers. Drew Harvey being the leading scorer in school history with over 1,350 points. His brother Noah now playing baseball at Richmond in the Atlantic 10 Conference going into his freshman year. As this one gets tipped around, it's going to be a steal, and it's picked up by Idra Spriggs. And as we get going here, Bordentown continuing. I mean, that was a long first possession for Cinnaminson for it not to end in a basket. This could be a low-scoring affair if that keeps up. Went about 35 seconds without really any movement or even much of a shot attempt.
I mean, yeah, you can tell that everybody in this gym is adjusting to this new lineup. Everybody is a new face, honestly. Again, as I mentioned in the pregame, the man with the ball right now, Henry Stewart, the man who just set the screen, Mike Jasmine, they were not utilized as much as the seniors were last year. So it's all brand new, and they're even adjusting to themselves as well. Jasmine
to Smith, now for three, no good. Front of the rim, rebounded by Innocent. And this one will now go up the floor as getting a tip on that one was Smith, and it goes out of bounds. But yeah, both of these teams played in very tough divisions last year. Cinnaminson played in the very tough Liberty division. Bordentown played in the very tough Patriot division. Both finished either last or second to last in their divisions. But again, this matchup was a blowout in favor of Cinnaminson last year. Now Bordentown seems like they have the door open for the first time in 6 years. But we're a minute and a half in and we still don't have a basket. This is looking more like Olympic Conference basketball if I've ever seen it. But Spriggs over to the right side for Glover. Now Spriggs moving in, back out to Martin, the leading scorer from last year for the Scotties. Can't get it there. Offensive rebound cleared out, back to a three. That's no good. Minute 45 without a basket. Still two goose eggs on the scoreboard between the Pirates and Scotties. Now a catch and shoot, corner three, way too long. And now Jasmine up, no good. Oh my goodness. Three, no good. We've gone 2 full minutes without a basket. No points on the board for either side, but now Bordentown breaking away. It's Spriggs, back out, open look, sets his feet, and he hits it off the front of the rim. Now finally a tip in by Orion Innocent, and the Scotties lead this one 2-0.
I mean, if you're a fan of messy basketball, this is definitely the start that you're hoping for. Again, it was just 0-0, and there's another turnover for Cinnaminson as Stewart misses Munson, but again, just a bunch of messy basketball. That one hit off the front of the rim, a quick rebound and a quick putback by Innocent to get this game started.
Yeah, a lot of threes on both sides so far. If that shot is open, they'll take it as that pass went a little bit high. Martin the target in the corner, now back over to Tober. Again, starting five on the floor for both sides. 5:19 to play in the first. Now moving in from about 15 out. Can't get it there. Up. Rattles out. Martin was right underneath the basket and didn't get anything there. Now Ben Smith picks up the rebound, and Cinnaminson will take this one. Smith clears it. Right side, back to the basket. Almost took a contested three in the corner. Henry Stewart guarded difficultly by Tobin. And a 5-second ball movement violation that time by the Pirates turns it over for Bordentown. Yeah, that's one of those things we saw in the men's games on Saturday at Pennsgrove. Got to let that ball go if you're hanging on to it. It's really the only safeguard that there is against no shot clock in Jersey is a wide open three. Rattles out, and a third chance shot by Martin goes. Scotties lead this one 4-0. Cinnaminson 3.5 minutes into their opening night without a point.
Again, they're really just adjusting to each other. brand new lineup. Everybody is adjusting, and they haven't really put up a good shot opportunity. And they're just really looking like Triton, the girls team that we just covered, trying to get an easy basket. They really needed to start shooting and start putting up the rock.
Yeah, Bordentown's not going to make it any easy. It's a nice Euro step and a slam. Hello! Welcome to winter. Chase Martin kicks off his junior season with a slam on a putback, and Bordentown will go into this timeout called by Mike Freeze, up by a half dozen. 3:59 to play, halfway through the first quarter. This one's looking good. 6-0 Bordentown. Back from Cinnaminson, this putback basket by Chase Martin gives Bordentown a 6-0 lead. Missed it, was able to come back, get the slam that time. And well, I'll tell you, Steve Perry has had a very good tenure in his first 3 years at Bordentown. He's been building up this program. In the last year that A.J. Foy had with Bordentown in 2022, they went 2-22. Then improved by 10 wins to go 12-14 in 23, 13-13 in 2024, and then 8-17 in 2025. So it was a step back, but Smith misses that shot there. Bordentown is not the team that's going to be at the bottom of the barrel for the BCSL every year like they were for a while, you know, in the latter half of last decade and the earlier half of last decade as well. As that pass goes past Tober, Martin with 4 points, and well, this could be a low-scoring game just because of the fact that Cinnaminson has gone nearly 5 minutes without a basket. And again, this is the first true exposure for this brand-new starting five of Gallagher, Stewart, Munson, Smith, and Jasmine. As Smith, or check that, Gallagher missed the three. That's his second missed three of the evening so far. Cinnaminson chucking up a lot of threes, and so does Bordentown, as Martin can't get that one to hit. Bordentown had two defenders who were trying, or two guards who were trying to pick up the offensive rebound. Both of them got together. The ball is loose, picked up at the baseline now by Stewart. Rolled down to the right side into the near corner, guarded by Glover. Back out to Munson. Now to Smith. On top of the Pirate logo, moves in towards the baseline, spins around, gets it out. Bordentown clapping him up, wanting to take care of the issue as the Euro gets blocked. It's clean for Innocent, and that one is in for a foul and one as Mike Jasmine gets to the basket for Cinnaminson's first points of the new year.
Something that needs to be picked up, and picked up quickly by Cinnaminson. That last possession for Bordentown, they picked up nearly 4 offensive rebounds and almost put in a basket. Luckily, that ball slipped away at the last second. But something that needs to be fixed, and fixed as quickly as possible for Cinnaminson if they really want to keep this game from going out of control, is their defensive rebounds.
Jasmine with the low arcing foul shot to continue, or complete rather, the 3-point play. And it's now 6-3. This is really feeling like an Olympic Conference game, though, although the shots are coming off a lot quicker. Just none of them are falling as Innocent underhand feed gets it back to Innocent. No foul. Referee swallow the whistle as a little bit of a back and forth exchange there between Tober and Innocent. Innocent went under the basket, hit off the bottom of the backboard, and it's out of bounds. Bordentown ball, feeds it to Martin. Has an open look, now back out to the top of the key. It's Spriggs. Back over Tober. 2:15 to play in the first. Here comes a three. No good by number 24, A.J. Williams. Now here come the Pirates, rolling up the right side for Henry Stewart on the baseline, fires a pass, gets deflected. Cinnaminson hangs onto it. The ball gets ripped out of his hands by Chase Martin. Here comes another breakaway. Idris Springs up, under the basket and in. An 8-3 first quarter for Bordentown as some really crafty shots give the Scotties a 5-point lead. Minute 45 to play. Bounce pass. Into the ball game for Cinnaminson is Gabe Waters, number 11. Waters has it, pump fakes, pass Tober, underhand flip, going into the foul circle area, the semicircle, didn't get anything there, and now a slow pass to Martin. Bordentown will slow it down, but not for long. Corner three from the far corner, airballed it. 8-3 Scotties, a minute 15 to play in the first quarter. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Chase Parson, a Cinnaminson alum himself on the call tonight. David Cohen of Rowan University on the production. That pass gets tipped, last touched by Spriggs, and now this will be taken in by number 1, Luke Gallagher. Cinnaminson definitely, they have a lot of things to change, but we only have one basket to go off of, and Bordentown doesn't have that many baskets to go off of either. So it'll be interesting to see as that ball gets away, and that's a mistake that you can't have right there. Down by 5. Henry Stewart bobbles it, and it rolls out of play. Bordentown, though, looking to go up by more as, once again, this matchup that they had last year between these two teams, it was not a pretty one. Cinnaminson has won the last 4 straight head-to-head matchups as Martin with a foul and one. Continuing to drive to the basket in great numbers there. He's got 6 points. It's 10-3, 7-point lead, and now he'll try to complete the 3-point play. But they won, Cinnaminson won 74-43 last time these two teams met on opening night. Cinnaminson had a 21-point fourth and a 20-point first quarter, and then they won by 50 points in 2024 in January, 86-36. The closest games that they had were in 23. Cinnaminson beat them by 1 possession, 68-66 and 62-60 in both of their 23-24 matchups, or excuse me, 22-23 matchups when they were in the same division. That ball got hit, and it will be Bordentown ball as it ends up skipping away from 23, Nick Bach. 45 seconds left, only 13 combined points in a low-scoring first quarter. Now to Gallagher, near corner. Moving in for number 15, Hall. Over to Spriggs. Back to Hall. Hall guarded by Bach. Back to the volleyball line. Bordentown taking its time. Moving in here. And up and in. Basket good by A.J. Williams. The first scorer off the bench for the Scotties, and it's now a 9-point game. As now from the charity stripe, basket no good. They've got 5 seconds left. Cinnaminson student section counting them down, lets it fly, but this will be well off the mark. And Bordentown making a statement here in the first quarter on the road, a game that they lost by 30 points and 50 points just a year ago. They lead by 9 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first try. Visit Harper Driving School at 614 Lambs Road, Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, just minutes from Route 55. At the end of the first quarter, it's 12-3 Bordentown. Chase Martin, story of the day for Bordentown, obviously was the Scotties' leading scorer last year. 6 points, though, so far in the first. It's been interesting to watch just from a perspective of how can these two teams manage? And right now, Chase Martin, who had 310 points last year with the Scotties as a sophomore, goes into his junior year looking to add on to that total. His second scorer behind him, Max Martin, had 295 points, and the second and third scorers both have graduated. Ramel Caffey, the center, and Max Martin. As that ball gets bobbled away, it goes on to Cinnaminson sideline, and it rolls out. Cinnaminson last year went 17-13 in a very crowded division that they had. As well, I'll tell you, I mean, 6 teams. You look at that on the left side of your screen, who they played. Thrive Charter, which won the Group 1 state championship. Holy Cross, which had a great year, made the non-public B semifinals. West Hampton Tech, which had a good year as well. Medford Tech didn't have a bad year. The only team that didn't really stand a chance was Pemberton. And you could argue that a lot of those losses, a lot of those 18 losses, come from those divisional plays. So Cinnaminson, even though they were only 4 games over 500, definitely had a tough schedule in and out of their conference with their 5 that they had in 24-25. Nice move that time. Basket does not fall, though, on the attempt by Stewart. Ball comes out. Now it's back to Hall, who will get fouled right on top of the Pirate logo.
Big block there. Disrupts Michael Jasmine's attempt at the putback. I mean, it's really just been a story of height. You look at the Cinnaminson 5, and even at their bench right now, their tallest players are both on the court right now, and Henry Stewart and Michael Jasmine. Everybody, or majority of this Bordentown squad, looks to be over 6 feet tall. And majority of the Cinnaminson squad looks to be under 6 feet tall. So it's really just a height difference that is really leading to a lot of these rebounding difficulties and these blocks.
Moving out to the far corner, Hall misses the 3. Martin tries to rip a rebound down and can't get anything that time. Moving inside, an open look. One of the first open looks Cinnaminson had, and they don't capitalize on it. The ball is inbounds. It never got whistled dead. Here comes an open look, and right down the floor, charging in, is Idris Spriggs. And it is 14-3, an 11-point lead for Bordentown, who only won 8 games last year. And a nice block right underneath the rim by Martin, who ends up getting up there. However, the pass goes out of bounds, and this will be a turnover in favor of the Pirates. But we mentioned Bordentown just 3 years ago was 2-22. There are some programs who will have every season be like that. But, you know, there's programs that are very projectable, and Bordentown is one of those programs where, depending on who you play, it's going to be interesting there. They're going to say that Stewart touched it. Might not have even been Stewart touching it. It might have just been as it was on its way out. That's who Cinnaminson had. As we'll have a handful of subs. Gallagher back in. Inbounding this one will be Santiago for Bordentown. So for the Scotties, it's Spriggs, Martin, Santiago, Glover, and Hall. Hall has it, almost lost it, now back behind the volleyball line. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Bounce pass. Couldn't get anything out of that one, and it rolls out. Turnover. Here come the Pirates, but not for long. Here comes Chase Martin. Picks it up, picking up the ball off the ground, and depositing it into the basket. 13-point lead, 16-3 in favor of the visiting Bordentown Scotties. As here come the Pirates, moving this one up back and forth. Guarded very closely by Spriggs, and Cinnaminson finally creates some room for Bordentown to back off. Open look. Here's a 3. Off the mark, too long. Shot taken by Gabe Waters, number 11. As now here come the Scotties, moving up the floor. Hall, top of the key, moves out to the right side. Hall takes the pass again. Guarded by Munson. Now moving in is Spriggs, back to the basket. Couldn't get anything there. Foot inside the three-point land, now gets himself outside as Spriggs pulls up, 3, rattles in. That's a little scoop and score right there as it hit off the front of the basket. It ended up going in as the 3 by Spriggs counts. He's got 7 points. It's all Bordentown. 5 minutes of play in the second, 19-3. 19-3, Bordentown is up by 16 points. The only 3 points have come from the center, Mike Jasmine, who had a 3-point play, a basket and a foul, and an and one. As now Bordentown leaving no room for breath there, as Bordentown again just all over this here with Cinnaminson kind of toying with their new starting five. You know, we were telling Chase off the air just when this game, if this game was to be played in January or early February, it might be different. But right now, Bordentown not leaving any doubt as Jasmine can't get that shot to fall. He puts the ball right over his head. That shot misses. And Cinnaminson with chance after chance after chance, but it just doesn't fall. Nothing going their way right now.
Again, that's one of the tallest players, if not the tallest player, for the Pirates. And he grabbed 3 defensive or offensive rebounds, and he missed all 3 putbacks. That really needs to be cleaned up if they really want to put some points on the board. They only have 3, and there's a miscommunication there. But, yeah, they really just need to clean up the putbacks. They really need to clean up the overall effort. It's really now just a matter of effort. It looks like they're really just lost out there. We mentioned that a little bit. They just really need to regroup, refocus their minds on playing how they know how to play. Because obviously they're good enough to play varsity. They're good enough to play the game of basketball.
Here comes a 3. That is no good, rattles out. I mean, that's not even a bad shot. It was just unlucky that time. Can't make them all. As now Smith moves back in after a quick turnover. Smith rolls out, creates some space. Top of the key, Gallagher on top of the volleyball line. Guarded by Tober. Moves in, right side. Stamps on it. 2-on-1 will have a foul. So not a travel, not a jump ball. It is a foul called against Tober. We'll have the second foul against Bordentown. But, well, I'll tell you, what's interesting to me, Cinnaminson last year, I mean, Sadi Gant was tall, but he was like 6'3". Cinnaminson knows how to run with a small ball offense. But Drew and Noah Harvey were such consistent three-point shooters last year, and Drew Harvey was able to work inside as well. That 3 misses. Cinnaminson knows how to run a small ball offense, but right now they're doing it with a completely different set, as if the Harvey brothers were still there, if you can catch what I'm saying. You know, they're kind of running the same song on a second verse, but with completely different singers and producers, let's just say. Ben Smith looks to his sideline. Mike Freeze gives them direction. 3:15 to play in the half. Cinnaminson only 3 points in the half. You were mentioning this could be a blowout on one side or the other, but we don't really know what yet, as that pass way too high, intended for the ghost of Christmas past, as we'll have Bordentown taking over here. 19-3. 3 minutes to play. A very low-scoring game, and we've got a foul. Let's take a look at what Bordentown had for their standings last year, as they were also in a very tough division. Burlington Township, only 4 losses, 26-4. Kip Cooper is going to be a team to watch. Of course, Antoine Miller has developed a very strong core there. NBC wasn't too bad. Pennsauken had some good teams. We'll see Pennsauken on the 22nd of December, as we've got a foul. Bordentown got fouled under the basket. Shot by Briggs. And Briggs will go to the line to shoot 2. The schedule for this week for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Tomorrow we have Cherry Hill West at Cherokee in Olympic Conference play at 6 p.m. My good friend of Rowan University, Jake Clark, will be on the call for that one, along with Javier Harris. And then on Wednesday, we have more Gloucester Catholic ice hockey. It's our 4th game with the Rams as they face off against the Don Bosco Ironmen in Gordon Conference play. That's a 3:05 puck drop. And then Thursday, I'm back home at my alma mater, Group 1 basketball between Haddon Township and Audubon, 5:30 from the John Kling Gymnasium. And by the way, Briggs did hit both foul shots. It's now 21-3. That pass misses. Cinnaminson keeps it in. That passing definitely needs to be cleaned up. As another pass way high. They're going to let it go. They're going to let it roll here. Bordentown's going to pick it up. They would have had a backcourt violation if he picked it up, so they tried to let Bordentown kind of finagle their way out of it. But now it's Bordentown ball right on their half with maybe a couple easy looks. I mean, just honestly, even though Bordentown's up by 18 points, they're not playing all that cleanly either. There's a lot of sloppy basketball on both sides, and I understand it's opening night, but this has to be cleaned up for both teams if they want to succeed this year. Corner 3, air ball. It's one of those things where as Martin comes in, gets the basket to roll, he's got 10 points. The junior guard Chase Martin doing quite well for himself. It's one of those situations where when the opposing team hits an air ball or misses with an air ball, basket's waved off. When somebody has an air ball, sometimes you hear the student section go, air ball. They can't do that tonight because right now there isn't a lot to cheer for as it's 23-3 with 2 minutes left in the half.
Again, it really comes in. You think about last year's team, you don't only just lose 2 1,000-point scorers in both the Harvey brothers. You lose your record point scorer, and you lose his brother who put up 12,000 points. Just low, big block there. But again, put up almost less than 100 less points than his brother. Like, you lose 2 prominent scorers of the ball.
And he got that one though.
He puts it back. That's Chase Martin for his 12th.
I think you meant 1,200 points, not 12,000.
1,200 points, excuse me, yeah.
That would be
Good.
really
Good call,
impressive if he had 12,000 points.
Good call. But you lose 2 prominent scorers, and now you lose your other 3 starters entirely. It's a whole new, oh my goodness.
Wow, blocking foul here. I mean, as we're talking over these possessions here, Cinnaminson looks entirely different from last year because they are entirely different from last year. But the style of play, Bordentown is wearing Cinnaminson out with this offensive pace. They are moving way too quickly for this team, and that's how they like it. Bordentown wants Cinnaminson to be worn out. They want them to be uncomfortable, and they want them to have an uncomfortable conversation in the locker room down by 22 points. As that basket misses, first foul shot missed by Ben Smith. Jasmine checks in for number 14, Mike Schnatz. And let's see here. So right now on the floor for Cinnaminson, it's Bach, number 4, Ben Smith. At the line is Gallagher. Stewart and Jasmine are on the floor for Cinnaminson, as Cinnaminson held to just 3 points in the first 15 minutes of play. That basket's no good. Just continuing to struggle on all facets, but right now Bordentown playing really well. I mean, I said they weren't playing all that great, but they have polished it up a little bit. But the passing hasn't been great on either side. The shooting hasn't been consistent on either side. There's been way more three-point shooting than I think there should be. And right now, 2 teams that finished either last or second to last in their division not really doing themselves. I mean, Bordentown's not doing themselves a favor. Cinnaminson's not doing themselves a favor. Just right now, this is not the kind of basketball you want to see for either team. Even though Bordentown's up by a lot, they're still making a lot of mistakes. By the way, if this holds, this will be the fewest amount of points allowed at half for any game in DWB basketball history. The prior record was 9 by Rutgers Prep back in 2025 in February versus Holy Cross. They were down 14-9 at the half. They ended up winning that game at 31-29. 40 seconds left in the half. 25-3. Martin leads the scoring for Bordentown with 10, or 12 rather. And Spriggs right behind him with 7. Here comes a catch and shoot. Corner 3 is good. The 3 from number 3, Benton, as he knocks it down. 28-3. Call the Atlanta Falcons. Here comes another basket that doesn't go. Here comes Benton again. 20 seconds left. He finds Martin in the near corner. As now it's Tober. Finds some space. Moves inside. Martin open. Gets hit. Rattles it in. They swallow the whistle. Now 3 seconds left for a 27-point lead. A half-court heave is way off the mark. And Cinnaminson, wow. I don't know when's the last time I saw a team put up 3 points at the half, but that's how it is. Mike Freeze, in another year of head coaching the Pirates, this might be his toughest opening night yet. A team that he beat by 30 points this time last year. Again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse. These are kids. These are high school athletics. But talking about the grand scheme of things, this is a really, really good opening night for the Bordentown Scotties. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. It's the Scotties 30 and the Pirates 3. We'll be right back.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
And Argabright with a full count. Outfielders in communication for the Quakers. Everyone's looking around in a tie game, bottom of the sixth. The 3-2 payoff. Ground ball. It's going to get over the head of Tolbert into left field. That's a base hit. 2-run score. Argabright delivers when asked. 5-3. Alex Argabright has given the Golden Eagles a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Jack Mastero, 2 for 3 with a strikeout, a double, and a single. Looking to play hero. He's going to line this one into right center field, and that's going to drop. That's going to do it if they don't get a throw down. Mastero's going to second, and Danza's coming home. Sectional champions, Gloucester Catholic. They do it in a walk-off fashion as GC with Mastero playing hero. An unbelievable 1-0 Red Bank. Now here is Al D'Elia. The man they used to call Big Al has now slimmed down, and he still hits dingers. He went viral in 2018 for his catchphrase during the Little League World Series when he was introduced by the ESPN camera crews and was given his standard introduction. He said, "Hi, my name's Big Al, and I hit dingers." And that sentiment still holds true today. He had his first career high school home run versus Rumson Fairhaven in their opening game of the campaign last week. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. But D'Elia, kind of a folk hero for baseball players who just want to hit the ball far and have fun while doing it. The poster child now is the poster big fella. Fly ball right center field. This is going to be a sac fly. Taken in by Terranova, and Big Al might not hit dingers, but he certainly drives in runs. It's 2-0.
Welcome back to the second half of action here from Cinnaminson High School in Cinnaminson, New Jersey. This is an unusual ball game. Bordentown is up by 27 points, but it's not like they scored a whole bunch. They scored 30 points in the first half, which is right around the middle of the road for high school basketball. But the problem is Cinnaminson, 3. Just a single basket and an and one is all that the Pirates have had to offer tonight. And this has been all Bordentown looking for their first win over the Pirates in head-to-head play since 2019. Chase, star of the show, though, has been Chase Martin, the leading scorer from last year, already putting on a show tonight. A putback dunk, almost a second one, and 12 points for the junior guard.
Yeah, Dan, he's really been everywhere on this court. As you mentioned, 12 points. I have him at 14. I might be one off. I'm not too sure. But still, 12 or 14, he's still been.
Doesn't matter. It's a lot.
It's still a lot, especially for the first half. And he's been everywhere. He's been putting up a lot of blocks, getting a lot of rebounds, both on the offensive and defensive side. You mentioned the putback dunk in the beginning. That really set the tone for this game. And it's just really been all Chase Martin and the Scotties so far.
This one rattles out. It's up and in. Cinnaminson, after scoring only 3 points in the first 16 minutes of play, wastes no time getting a first basket of the second. That basket deposited by Stewart. Back out on top of the Pirate logo, it's Tober. Looks like the starting 5 on the floor: Spriggs, Martin, Glover, Tober, and Innocent, as the corner 3 knocked down. Glover with the 3. Now, remember, the same rule applies in the girls with that 35-point threshold. We could be seeing an accelerated clock, or a running clock, rather, in the third quarter. But now another three, and Cinnaminson's got a little groove here. Stewart knocks one down. He's got 5 points, and it's 33-8. I think Cinnaminson really just needed a big pep talk. Not that this game, I don't know if this game is going to change in any way, but after scoring 3 points in the first half, I can't say for sure what Mike Freese said to his team, but I know that there was probably not a lot of nice words said. So for Cinnaminson to come back and actually have a bit of a run coming out, don't mind that at all, and I think Cinnaminson's going to be able to project that into the third quarter here pretty well. At the line for 2 shots is Munson. Back out to Chase Martin, 33-9, as now the 3 front iron. And after rebounding off of Innocent, here come the Pirates. That ball gets blocked by Spriggs. And now Davis, or check that, Smith, gets this one back after a handful of passes. Still passing beyond the arc, moving inside. Jasmine chucks it up, rolls over. Ball got tipped, saved, but not for long. Here comes Smith, and a clean basket and a blocking foul. Basket will count, and we'll have another chance for an and one as Cinnaminson, they're waking up here on this opening night, and they're up over double digits. 22-point game, 33-11.
I mean, this looks like a brand new team, Dan.
It looks entirely different.
In the first less than 2 minutes, they had 3 coming into this. They now have 11, looking for 12 here for Ben Smith.
Smith makes it a 9-3 run in the first minute and 50 seconds of the second half, as it's now 33-12. I mean, we've had games before where teams take a little while to warm up, but I've never seen something like this where Cinnaminson just looks entirely brand new facing this Bordentown offense, whose only 3 came from Spriggs, or check that, from Glover. Got hit as he went up, but that basket good. I believe that was by Martin. 16 points for the junior, and this ball gets away back behind the backcourt line. Cinnaminson resets, moves over to Smith. He loses it, takes Stewart took a hard fall, landed on his shoulder, and it's out of play. This will be inbounded just to the left of the basket by Stewart, who took that fall. Has to let it go. Gets it to Smith. Got somewhat open, and Ben Smith, how about it? Knocks down the 3, and it's a 20-point game, 35-15. How many more baskets does Cinnaminson have to make? As there's another 3 this time. Martin, he kind of shut me up there. How many more baskets do you think Cinnaminson makes before Coach Perry calls a timeout?
I thought I'd say maybe 1 if Stewart made that 3, but
because it feels like the momentum is shifting, but now Bordentown's getting a little bit more back as that one goes out of play.
I mean, Bordentown is still playing very well on this run for Cinnaminson to start this third quarter. They're still playing very well. You got Chase Martin, who has now 19. He's just 1 point shy of a 20 bomb. So it's really not a big momentum shift, as there's almost a block by Martin, but Smith again now has 8 points in this third quarter. So, again, it's not really a huge momentum swing. They're both teams are just now playing very well.
38-17. That ball gets away, but Cinnaminson hangs on to it. Now another 3. Smith, no good. Right side, Smith, another open look. He just loves chucking up the 3s. That time, that wasn't that clean of a miss, as Martin picks it up. 19 points for the junior from the semicircle. Fires it out. Open look. Tober still looking for his first point. Spriggs with 7 at the top of the key. Moves out. Corner 3. Wide open, but short. As coming in Innocent, but he couldn't get there. Gallagher comes up with it. Now Gallagher stutter stepping on the right side. He stops. Jump ball right outside of the paint. And there you go. Steve Perry calls a timeout. And you blink and you miss it. we're already halfway through the third quarter. It's Bordentown 38 and Cinnaminson 17 here from the home of the Pirates. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cinnaminson. This broadcast is brought to you by RCSJ Gloucester, New Jersey's premier community college with over 100 associate's degree programs. Registration is open for the winter and spring semesters. The winter semester starts January 21st. For academic information, visit rcsj.edu, and for athletic information, visit rcroadrunners.com. Oh, nice block there. Jasmine got up, and he picks up the steal as well, as that ball ends in a turnover against the Scotties, as it's a 21-point lead. Now another open look. 3 is good. How about the Cinnaminson Pirates? 3 points in the second half, a shutout in the second quarter, and they've now made up for it tenfold with 17 points in the third quarter. This one's out on the right wing. Scotties got an open look. Catch and shoot. No good in a 3-point palooza tonight here in Cinnaminson and Burlington County. Underhand feed. Gallagher. Check that. Stewart up and in. 10 points for Henry Stewart. And it's now a 16-point game. Here comes Bordentown all alone. Martin took it himself. Got the basket himself with no one's help. An unassisted basket. 21 points for Chase Martin. And it's 40-22. So Bordentown being outscored 19-10. And a nice block. It's clean. And Cinnaminson will have the ball under their own basket with 2:30 to play in the third.
Again, kind of what we said in the beginning of this third quarter at the start of this run. A brand new team, it looks like, coming out of that locker room for the Pirates. But the Scotties are still applying a lot of pressure on the offensive end, and they're still playing very well.
And there's another one. Oh, boy. This is interesting now. Gallagher knocked down his first points of the night. Here comes the Scotties. Corner 3. We got a sticker. They're able to get it out as the 3-point shot attempted there by A.J. Williams. It fell short, but it also got stuck. That's some perfect placement. I mean, that takes skill to get that wedged right there in the side of the hoop. As it's now a 15-point game, 2:10 to play in the third. Munson on top of the Pirate logo, moving out, now inside from the corner box. Sliding 3, Gallagher. 12-point game. Steve Perry calls another timeout. This gym has come to life. And Cinnaminson student section, I'll be honest, a good handful of them left at halftime. And I don't blame them, but Cinnaminson gave them, those who remained, a reason to stay. 28-40. We'll be right back. A 25-point third quarter for Cinnaminson. If you went up to go get popcorn or went to go cook your dinner and came back to the TV set, saw 40-28, man, what a third quarter for Cinnaminson. After being down and out, Spriggs slipped on it, and this will be Bordentown ball, but a big slip up by Spriggs. Don't know if he caught a wet spot or just lost his footing. Now moving out to the top of the key. Open look. Williams moving in. Clears everybody. Rolls over the basket. Rebound by Stewart. Stewart moving in. Oh, shots waved off. We got to travel. He came in with a full head of steam and unfortunately ran out of gas. Used too much there. Took an extra step. But still a 12-point game after being down by 27 at the halftime break. 30-3. It's now 40-28. We thought this game was going to be a blowout, and now Cinnaminson has made this a good game as here comes a three, knocked down. Number 4, Isaiah Santiago. And Bordentown getting a little bit of life back into their system. 15-point lead, 43-28. This is the most exciting 15-point lead we've had in a long time. As this one moves out, Ben Smith, open look. Really shifty offense. Ben Smith. Hello. 8 threes for the Cinnaminson Pirates. Good things come in threes, and the Pirates are learning that the good way. 12-point game, 43-31, as here comes another three off the mark. Jasmine rebound. 40 seconds. Smith in the corner, but he stepped out of bounds, and he knew it. Remember when we were talking about what happens if Bordentown goes up 35 and we'd have a mercy rule clock running?
Those were the days.
I mean, those were the days. It was 15 minutes ago. I can't believe this. This is incredible from Cinnaminson. Spraggs lost it, hung on to it. Oh, it hit Williams in the head. He wasn't looking. And here comes Ben Smith who gets it in. The Pirates are within striking distance. 30 points in the third quarter. 3 points all around. Now moving out to the corner. Martin, heckled by the Cinnaminson faithful. That basket's no good. 1 second, can't get anything off in time. And at the end of the third quarter, the Cinnaminson Pirates go from 0 to 100, or in our case, 3 to 33. A phenomenal 30-point quarter for Cinnaminson. Puts them within striking range with 8 minutes left. Throw out all the history. The Pirates might just come back in this one. We'll be right back. From Cinnaminson High School, it's 43-33. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Chase Parson, a Cinnaminson alum now at Rowan College of Burlington County, and David Cohen on the production of Rowan University, as this game has been turned on its head. It's not over yet, and Bordentown could very well still win this game, and honestly, if everything held, they will still win this game. As there's a three, knocked down by Benton. Check that, Santiago, a steal. Martin couldn't get it out, but the story of the day, a 30-point third quarter for Cinnaminson after being held to 3 at halftime, as that basket is good by Stewart. He's up to 12 points, and it's now an 11-point game in a 3-point palooza. This was a 27-point, 30-3 lead at halftime. Cinnaminson came back and outscored Bordentown 30-13, making up almost all of that deficit. But we still have a bit of a long ways to go. 11 points is not nothing. And honestly, we wouldn't even be talking about how much of a comeback this would be as Chase Martin with a cold slam on this cold Monday night. Although it's piping hot here in the Pirates gym, 48-35. That's the second slam that he's had tonight. Now a corner three, way off the mark there. That was more reminiscent of their first half shots. Martin up to 23. But it's a 13-point game. If this game was normal and Cinnaminson trailed by like 15 at the half, we would just be calling it like a normal game. But it's because of how far down Cinnaminson was and how far they've come that makes this game feel like it's within striking distance. I mean, this is just phenomenal basketball. But right now, I'll be honest, it is slipping from Cinnaminson. We talk about a one-trick pony. You don't want to be a one-quarter pony. As Martin rattles that one in, he's up to 25 points in his season opener for Bordentown. Moving over to the right side, it is Stewart. Has to take, he's got to advance this up the floor quickly here. He does get it out in time. Now Cinnaminson moving quite quickly. He gets slammed into the ground as he rejected that one with authority. Cinnaminson ball. Stewart to throw it in.
I mean, no one's moving. Nice look
well,
there.
that was a good one.
They picked it right up.
That's a nice little catch and shoot there. You know, you're right under the basket. It's the easiest lane. Make yourself open. You only have to make yourself open for a second, and that's all that matters. 50 for Bordentown, 37 for Cinnaminson. So he backs this one up. Martin, right side for Benton. Benton with 3 points. Now inside the semicircle, fires in. That ball gets blocked, and it's Cinnaminson ball. They say it hit off of Martin after getting deflected by Smith.
This is very smart. A very smart call from Coach Steve Perry. A full court press to really try and douse the flame that Cinnaminson is on right now on offense, trying to keep him for a backcourt violation potentially, and potentially just try and force something like that, try and get them flustered, and can't really try and produce a play.
Moving over to center court. Oh, got to travel. Made him miss that time. Cinnaminson will pick this one up with Munson to inbound. Moving it back is Stewart. It's a 13-point game with 5:20 to play, and if Cinnaminson can strike lightning in a bottle twice, this game is within strikeable distance, but he gets blocked, and Bordentown now looking a lot closer to where they were in the first half as Martin got that shot rattled out. The pressure made him miss. Now deep down the court, Munson steps back for three. No good. Offensive rebound, but Martin swipes it away before they could get a rebound. Now Stewart has this one. We've got players all over the floor. Open, look. Oh, that would have been a big mistake and maybe a momentum changer, but the half dunk does go, and Cinnaminson had this game right in their hands. Although they never led, it just felt like it. They're now down by 15, and this comeback, while valiant, may just come up short. 4:47 to play, 52-37 Bordentown. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting coverage of BCSL boys basketball. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey National Adult Baseball Association chapter. professional, or I guess you could say the most sophisticated men's baseball league in South Jersey is now accepting registration applications for the 2026 spring season. Visit southjerseynaba.com for more information, with play starting in April 2026. Bounce pass over the middle with 4:30 to play. Putting that one up, Stewart couldn't get it that time. Now a chuck down the floor, but it's intercepted by Gallagher. The pass goes out of bounds, and this will be, after a bit of a shuffle that time, Cinnaminson will take this one up. On the floor is your standard starting five. It's Gallagher, Stewart, Munson, Smith, and Jasmine. Stewart leads Cinnaminson scoring with 12. Martin leads everyone scoring with 25 for the junior guard who led Bordentown scoring last year. Right side, that pass went a little bit awry, forces Gallagher back behind the volleyball line. Stewart moving in, guarded doubly. Martin tries to rip it out. Now a fadeaway, an awkward shot from the semicircle doesn't go. 15-point lead. Bordentown now, they have to go in the clock preservation mode. I think that they understand that third quarter went about as badly as it could have went for Bordentown. Now they have to lock in, and with no shot clock in New Jersey, you do have that opportunity to just kind of hold on to it and force Cinnaminson to get that ball out of your hands if they want a chance at winning this game. We do have some subs. Number 11, Gabe Wooders. And number 5 is in the game. That is Kenny Marshall. But as we mentioned, all 5 starters that donned the Cinnaminson uniform last year are out. Justin Afori transferred to Bishop Eustis, and we have 4 graduates, the Harvey brothers, Drew and Noah, and then Colin Parrish, and the third one, Sadi Gant, who was a multi-sport athlete as well, with a great tight end for Cinnaminson under Coach Mario Patrizzi. 54-37. Innocent at the last basket for Bordentown. He's got 4 points. Martin with 25, Spriggs with 9. Oh, never mind there. That was number 15, Hall. 3, no good. Cinnaminson with a half-court press. Down by 17. Nice little floater. Good by Gallagher. 3 minutes to play. That one is up by Innocent. No good. It's out of bounds. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow at Cherokee in the, I believe it's the North Gym. Cherokee's got 4 massive full-size gyms, which is why you get the Jimmy V tournament and all those prestigious events. But that will be versus Cherry Hill West, 6 p.m. tip-off tomorrow. And then we said Wednesday we have ice hockey, Don Bosco versus Gloucester Catholic. Thursday we have Group 1 basketball, Haddon Township versus Audubon. Friday, more Group 1 basketball, Gloucester versus Pittman. And Saturday, we get another DWB debut. It's the Allentown Redbirds versus the Delran Bears. Our good friend Matt Goldman of William Patterson will be on the call. That ball gets rattled out just in front of the backcourt line, fires it over, right side. Santiago is there. Now moving in, Innocent, rattles with it, falls to the ground, jump ball. They got to get him separated, as rolling over that time was Marshall. And an aggressive jump ball ends in possession for the Pirates. And we'll have another sub coming in for Bordentown, number 11. I believe that's Trey Lee. Trey Lee, the starting quarterback for Bordentown's football team, saw them in a 34-14 win over my alma mater, Audubon, back in mid-September. Ooh, might have been an extra step that time. Moving out to the right side. Right wing on top of the Pirates' word mark logo with the sword. It's Gallagher. Now feeds it. Oh, also might have taken an extra step there. Just a lot of gathering, let's just say. But right now, Cinnaminson, as much as I hate to say it, they're looking a lot closer to how they were in the first half, although some great spot-up shooting that time by Gallagher. The one-handed floaters, he's had 2 of them in this quarter. It's been fun to watch so far. It's Trey Lee moving in, up, off the glass. Rebound by Jasmine. Jasmine to Gallagher. Gallagher and Stewart both with 12 points. Now on the floor for Cinnaminson is number 23, Nick Bach. Underhand feed to Bach. Got an open look. But that open look fades really quickly. There's another floater by Gallagher. And with 1:29 left, Cinnaminson's made it a single-digit game. It is Bordentown 54, Cinnaminson 45. It will be a 30-second timeout. We will stay here. Chase, this is an interesting game. Even if Cinnaminson loses this game, which it looks like it's likely, they scored 3 points in the first half. That should not be forgotten. But what also should not be forgotten is that they scored 30 points in the third quarter. How do you make of that?
I mean, it's just an incredible locker room talk. It has to be by Coach Mike Freeze. And the ability that Cinnaminson had from beyond the arc, they hit, what was it, a high single-digit number of threes in the third quarter. 8 threes.
8 threes and 30 points.
They're continuing it now in this fourth quarter, and that is what has made this game with a minute and a half a 9-point game, the closest it has been since really tip-off. So it's really interesting how this last minute and a half will go. So I'm sure they're just going to, the Pirates at least, are just going to keep chucking up threes and maybe play a little bit of a foul game if it gets to that point.
Yeah, look at how little fouling there's been. 1 foul on either side. No team has even touched the bonus mark in this game. It has been a game that has had the referees swallow the whistle, but also it's been a game that hasn't had a lot of fouls. I can't sit here and name any fouls that I thought were blatantly missed, as here comes a corner three. It misses. Minute 15 to play. Cinnaminson driving. Again, that 3-point game is, oh, hold on here. Oh, couldn't get anything there. Gallagher tried to intercept it. The ball rolled off his fingertips, and it's out of bounds with 1:08 to play. And now Bordentown, clock management is going to be the name of the game for the last 68 seconds, as it's 54-45. Taken to Spriggs. Guarded closely, tries to wipe the ball out. You do have to remember, though, Bordentown is going to hang on to the ball for a while before Cinnaminson can get any foul shots from them. Both teams only have 1 foul, so they have to foul Bordentown 4 times. Make that 3. They'll have to foul them 3 times before they even go to the charity stripe. So if I'm Cinnaminson, I don't even let them hang on to the ball for a second. As soon as that ball goes into his hands, wrap your hands around, get that intentional foul, because both teams have been so low on fouling is that as long as you're playing your cards right, you're not risking anybody fouling out right now. Both teams have a lot to spare. Bordentown trying to pass it around, but Cinnaminson not fouling. Got to get in there. Well, now he's trying to foul, but he doesn't. He misses it. Now we have another foul. Where is this going to be called? It's going to be on Cinnaminson. Let's see what the foul's on. It's going to be on 2 in Stewart. The road ahead for both teams, Cinnaminson, or check that, Bordentown, they will be having a couple of nice games ahead. They'll be playing Maple Shade on Wednesday the 17th. That was a game that ended 41-29 last time they played. Bordentown historically favored in that one. Doan Academy on Monday the 22nd. Burlington Township on the 23rd, and then they go over to Robbinsville for 2 games in a holiday tournament versus North Brunswick and Robbinsville. So Bordentown's first 4 games are all against BCSL opponents, and then Cinnaminson plays Willingboro on the 17th, Cherry Hill West on the 20th, and then Kip Cooper on the 22nd, Thrive Charter on the 23rd, and then they kick off the new year with a 12:30 Saturday game versus Delran. Oric Smith, the head coach over there. You blink and you miss it. We now are over the bonus, and we'll see some foul shooting here from Bordentown as Cinnaminson crosses over the 5-foul territory. He missed his first. Spriggs has 9 points. Martin leads the scoring with 25. Looks like all 5, no, just 4 starters on the floor for Bordentown. They do have Isaiah Santiago in there. Excuse me, Jose Santiago is his name. As Cinnaminson gonna have to play some 3-ball. Smith chucks it up, 3, knocked down. And Mike Freeze calls a timeout. See if they call 30 or full. We'll go to break either way. 54-48, Cinnaminson got 20 seconds to make something happen here on this Monday night. We'll be right back. 20 seconds left. That ball got tipped up. Cinnaminson's going to try to foul, and they do, as they almost picked him up in the air as he went to the ground. Although if there's one guy that you don't really want shooting foul shots, it's Chase Martin. But because Bordentown put the ball in his hands, they don't really have a choice. Chase Martin, 25 points, could get up to 27 if he gets this one here. The 6'3" forward, again, did quite well. 433 career points, an average of 10.5 points per game in his 2 seasons so far. And it's funny, when Bordentown lost to Cinnaminson this time last year, he put up 20 points. He's going to miss both here. Here comes the Cinnaminson Pirates. 15 seconds left, moving inside. He loses it. Now another chance. Ball comes out. Open look. No, he got blocked. Now there's 7 seconds. He will put it up short. 4 seconds. Running out of time. Can't get that basket to fall. A 4th chance. Got it off in time, but it's too late as the Bordentown Scotties somehow survive a feisty Cinnaminson team that might as well have been asleep in the first half, but woke up in an exciting way to produce an exciting finish. But for the first time since 2019, the Scotties come out on top with a 54-50 win over the Cinnaminson Pirates. Bordentown was they were outscored 47-24 in the second half. Cinnaminson scored a paltry 3 points in the first half, and even though this ends in a loss for Cinnaminson, I will give them massive kudos for how they came back and made this interesting at the end.
I mean, it was very impressive. It was all Chase Martin in the first half. He finished with 25 points in the end, but it was really all him on the defensive side, especially with all the blocks and all the offensive and defensive rebounds. And then all of a sudden, some locker room spark coming out of the Cinnaminson side, lit it up. 8 threes in the third quarter. Ben Smith really lit it up from 3. He finished with 16, as well as Luke Gallagher, who ended up finishing with 14. I mean, it was just spectacular. It was a great game to watch. Spectacular game. I mean, the highest player, nobody else scored double digits except for Chase Martin. So he single-handedly, his first half effort saved this game for the Scotties. But in the end, the Pirates made it very, very impressive and a very close game.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, Cinnaminson, if you told me that this game ended in a 4-point final, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, where did that come from? And to be fair to Cinnaminson, Bordentown did not have a clean game. It was not clean in the first half. It was not clean in the third quarter. It so happened to be that the Pirates took advantage of it in an exponential way in the third quarter. I mean, 30 points, really, after scoring 3? Not to mention those 3 points that they had in the half came in the first quarter. So they got shut out for 8 minutes. 3 points in 16 minutes is a number that is going to stick with the Pirates. But for Bordentown, I honestly say, despite the final score, this is kind of an ugly win for Bordentown, but almost a satisfactory loss for Cinnaminson. This is the first game that Mike Freeze has coached with this new starting 5. 4 graduates and a transfer. You are entirely on a new slate. We can't even say that there's one guy left that played significant minutes last year. Not to mention the guys that did play bench minutes last year for Cinnaminson, they also graduated. So kudos to Mike Freeze for coming back in the second half. And I'm sure whatever he told his guys, it was something along the lines of don't give up. Because you saw how it ended. It was a 4-point final after being down 27 at the half with only a 3-point play. And, I mean, how do you go from nothing to 8 threes? I've never seen anything like that before. And even though this game didn't end in the Pirates' way, I would say it does give them a little bit of confidence going into Willingboro. Cherry Hill West is going to be a tough opponent. I don't know how they're going to play yet without Quinn Gibson, but you know what? We'll see them tomorrow, so we'll have a bit of a better idea how Cinnaminson and Cherry Hill West will play on Saturday the 20th. But Chase, I think our player of the game should go to Chase Martin. 25 points. He put up 20 in this matchup last year, but he picked up a lot more rebounds, and the slams were good, and he was just overall a great player to have around. He was a consistent shooter, and even when Bordentown wasn't really hitting their mark, Chase Martin really seemed like the only consistent stride that the Scotties had.
Exactly, Dan. That's what I was exactly thinking word for word. I mean, he, like I said earlier, a couple minutes ago, he single-handedly saved this game for the Scotties. He was the only person to score double digits for anyone on the Scotties. And on his the defensive side of the ball, grabbing all the rebounds, slapping, blocking, everything. It really saved the game in what could have been a disastrous second half for the Scotties. And just like you said for Cinnaminson, this is definitely a confidence booster. The second half probably honestly flipped the confidence going further into the season. If you only put up 3 points in the first half, you can't really say the future looks bright. But then you look at the second half and look at the story there. It wasn't even just the 30-point third quarter. It was the rest of the fourth quarter as well. There's a little bit of the die down on the run in the beginning of the fourth, but then as it went on in the middle and towards the end, they made this game, ended up being a 4-point game in the end, and it was just a very entertaining game and definitely is a confidence booster heading to the rest of the year.
Yeah, my final thoughts were that I thought that this game was going to end in like a 15 to 20-point win for Bordentown just because that's where they were. They were up by 15 with about, I think it was 5 minutes left in the fourth, but they came back. Cinnaminson nearly pulled off 2 miraculous comebacks. They got oh so close, but Bordentown escaped with the win here in Cinnaminson in the BCSL non-divisional matchup here on this Monday night. That'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Again, thanks for tuning in. Cinnaminson splits their varsity doubleheader, a dominant win over Triton by, I believe it was over 40 points, 67-21 in favor of the Pirates, but they fall in the boys' half of the doubleheader with the nightcap ending with Bordentown 54, Cinnaminson 50. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Gianotti, my producer David Cohen of Rowan University, my color commentator for the second game, the play-by-play for the first game, Chase Parson of RCBC. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow in Olympic Conference basketball between the Cherry Hill West Lions and the Cherokee Chiefs from Burlington County. Have a good one, folks.